What's up, everybody? You're back in the machine. Down, low, flow. It's a Vinyasa style routine, but we're going to use tabletop as our home base instead of downward dog. We're going to hit the whole body and stretch afterwards. It's a great alternative if your arms are a little sore or if you just want to change things up. Let's do it. Okay, here we go with a down, low flow. Let's find a comfortable seated position in the middle of the mat, legs crossed. Rest your hands anywhere that you want. And let's start off with 3 deep breaths, really deep, the deepest breaths of the day so far. Try to use your nose for the inhale and your mouth for the exhale. So, big inhale, as much air as you can get. Push your stomach out, let your chest expand, big exhale. Let it all go. One more time, big inhale. Sip every last bit of breath you can get and then big exhale. Let it all go. Last one. Big inhale. Keep breathing. One more little ounce of air and then big exhale. Let it go. Let's try to seal our lips and use our nose for the breathing through the rest of the practice. From here, really quick, we're going to test out our spinal flexibility to see how it compares to the end of the practice. So left arm across, right knee, right arm behind, push up tall, and just look over your shoulder. Don't stress anything out. Just see how far you can look behind you like you're backing up a car. And we'll try the other side. Right arm over, left arm back. Lift up tall and look. If you're tighter on one side than the other, that just means you're normal. Make a little mental note of that. Let's come back to the center. Rest our hands on our knees. A few upright cat-cows to get started, and then we'll go to our tabletop. So spine is straight. Inhale, pull forward. Tailbone pulls away. Lead with the chest. Cow style. Exhale. Tuck the tailbone, drop the chin in the head, rounding the back, cat style. Inhale, cow. So you're arching your back. Exhale, cat. So you're rounding your back. Really give it a push. Don't be afraid to use your hands to pull you forward and push you back on your cats and cows. Just a couple more. Exhaling, cat. Inhaling cow, exhaling cat, inhaling cow, back upright. Let's engage our midsection. Don't just squeeze your abs like you're showing off, but imagine pulling those transverse abs back toward your spine. That's what we want to have in this tabletop. So let's rock it up. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, feet out flat. Let's engage that for a second. Imagine seeking total stability at your core, using your diaphragm, your pelvic floor, those transverse abs pulling back toward your spine and your back. Hold it just for a minute. That's what you're going to need for stability when we take an arm off the ground or we come back to this every time. So let's just do a few real cat-cows from here. Inhale up as you make a cow. Exhale down as you make a cat. Push, push, separate those shoulder blades. Bring them back together. Lead with the chest for your cow. Push, push, push as you exhale for the cat. A few more on your own. Any speed you want. We're just moving the spine in 2 directions. Remember, it moves in 6 directions. And we're going to try to get them all in this practice. Exhaling cat. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. We're going to have a really, really short little flow to round this off every time. So from here, take your knees back a little bit, just behind your hips. Drop down as you straighten your arms and sink your hips as low as they go, like you're trying to poke your pelvis into the floor. Peel the shoulders back away from the ears and down. So if you're doing this, you need to back off your depth. And then lead with the chest, Bhujangasana, Cobra style. And then toes together as you push away. Drop your seat to your heels. child's pose. So again, we're flexing and extending the spine, moving it forward and backward. Let's try that again. Coming through, you can come through low if you want, then straighten the arms. Drop the hips, peel the shoulders back, looking up, and exhale. Child's pose, toes together, body goes between your knees, head down. One more time. That's our little shortcut flow here. Straight arms, shoulders back, shoulder blades together, pelvis goes down, lifting up, tops of the feet on the mat. That's the inhale. Exhale. All right, loosening up a little bit. Let's return to that regular tabletop. Engage everything. We're going to drive the right foot back without lifting the hip. So when you engage everything, you should be able to just go kapow and not lean yourself out of position. Only thing that moves is the leg. Peeling the toes back towards your shin. Hold that for just a second. Curl the hamstring, point the toe up, and kick up. Again, without moving your hips too much. Try to keep them relatively level, but kick up. This should be really activating your butt cheek, so we'll give it a break. Other side. Engage everything. Core is strong. Everything is stable. Kapow. Left foot goes back. Peel the toes. Try not to lift your hips yet. We're going to do that in a second. It's engaging the whole leg, hamstring, quadriceps, even some of the glute. Now point the toe and poke. Should feel like a back bend. Glute on the left side should be firing up, maybe about to cramp, so we're going to give it a break. Now we're going to externally rotate that leg and lift the hip. So if you've been wanting to do that, it's your lucky day. Foot back, engage. Now lift the hip. I'm trying not to turn my shoulders too much. They're going to follow a little bit, but don't drop into the left side. Point those toes straight out to the right, and now pull your knee to your tricep. Maybe shift forward a little bit. Set it down, other side. This is all part of the routine. It's going to make sense here in a minute. Fire the left leg back, peel the toes, externally rotate. So the hips are okay to stack, but if our shoulders go with it, there's no spinal twist. So we want a little bit of a twist by leaving the shoulders in one spot and moving the hips in another. Now, pull that knee up to the triceps or as close as you can get for 3, 2, 1. Setting it down, there we go. Move it out. Maybe poke your buns around if they got sore from that activation. And now, let's start the flow. Tabletop. Engage that midsection for stability. And moving only the leg, fire the right leg back. Peel the toes, engage the leg, quads and hammies. And now, externally rotate, point the toes away, turning the hips not too much of the shoulders and crunch. Knee to elbow or tricep or as close as you can get. And then poke the ceiling with that toe, squaring up the rest of the body. If that feels good, then keep it. If you want a little more, then reach it. If you're really cool like me, grab for your foot or your ankle and then kick up, creating a back bend for 3, 2, 1. Plant the hands, swing the right foot up and low lunge. Hips down and forward, shoulders up, back, down, palms face the front. Back bend, lead with the chest, and drop the hip. If you find yourself up high, you're not stretching the psoas muscle. And we'll bring it down, lizard. Slide the back foot back a little bit. Maybe you like it here, maybe you like it here. Maybe your head goes down. It's all yoga. Let's press it up, kick it out, drop the hips. Should give you a stretch on that adductor. Move a little bit if you want. The lower you drop the hips, the bigger the stretch. Let's turn the foot up and the toes out. Lean it in for the hamstring. Remember to breathe. And back to tabletop. We'll engage. We'll dip forward. Cobra pose. Straight arms. Hips down. Chest up. Remember to breathe. And back to child's pose. We'll repeat it on the other side. Find your tabletop. Engage. Fire the left leg back. Peel the toes. Turn it out. Move the hips, but not the shoulders too much, and then crunch. Bring up the knee to the tricep or the elbow, and then fire it up as high as it'll go. Challenge your balance with the right arm up. Maybe reach to grab it. It's okay to get all funky out of position trying to find it, but then straighten yourself up for a back bend. Foot to the sky, looking up, chest forward. Set the hand down, stepping it up. Low lunge. Drop the hips, shoulder blades together. Drop the shoulders down, lead with the chest. Palms face forward. Remember to breathe. Big stretch on the psoas, hips are low. Let's look for lizard. Hands down, maybe slide the back foot back. Maybe that feels good. Maybe you want to get lower. Maybe you want to reach behind. Whatever feels good. Whatever helps us stretch. Drop the head. We'll press it back up. Shoot that foot out, lining it up about with the knee. Drop the hips. Foot's on the mat, or off the mat, but on the floor. Pointing forward, parallel to your body. The lower you drop the hips, the bigger the stretch. Turn those toes up. Reach in for the hamstring. Remember to breathe. For 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it back to the tabletop. Engage for just a second, and then slither it forward to the Cobra. Lead with the chest. Keep your shoulders off your ears, even if that means you can't go as high, or you gotta bend your arms a teeny bit. Shoulders off the ears, scapula together. Push it back. Child's pose. Okay, that's the routine. Let's do it a few more times and pick up the pace. So, tabletop. Throw the leg back. Engage. Externally rotate the leg. Turn the hips. Not too much of the shoulders. Stack the heck out of it if you want to. But don't drop the opposite shoulder. Crunch. Fire it up. Reach if you want. Grab it if you want. Once you grab it, kick up. Back bend. Left hand down. Stepping it up. Low lunge. Hips reach toward the mat. Chest reaches toward the sky. Remember to breathe. And let's bring it down. Lizard. Move the back leg away if you need to. Get as low as you want to. And remember to breathe. Plant the hands. Karate kick that right foot out. Drop the hips for the stretch. As low as you want. Maybe you're super high, or maybe you're really shallow with that leg. It doesn't matter as long as you're stretching. Toes up, reach forward for the hamstring. This is a great hamstring stretch. Remember to breathe. Back to tabletop. And let's repeat on the other side. Left leg back, keeping the hips square for now, or sort of square. Now we'll stack them, but don't let the shoulders chase. Point the toes out, crunch, knee to elbow, or thigh to triceps, whatever fits. Fire it up and hold it, or reach it. Back for the grip, kicking it up. Hands down, stepping it up. Low lunge, drop the hips. Palms face forward, lead with the chest. Shoulder blades together. And lizard. Hands down, maybe slide the back foot back a little bit. Maybe you're high, maybe you're low. Wherever you're at, that's where you belong. Plant the palms. Poke the left foot out. Drop the hips for the stretch. Remember to breathe. Everything is optional here except breathing. Toes up. Reach to the left for the hamstring stretch, as high or as low as you want to be. Maybe you're way up here. Maybe you're way down here. Nobody cares but you. Back to tabletop. And through the flow, down low we go. Ooh, Bhujangasana Cobra. Hips down. Chest up. Push it back. Child's pose. Hang out in child's as long as you need to. It's a true resting posture. There's nothing going on. Well, not nothing, but it shouldn't be tiring us out. Remember to breathe. It's a good chance to reset your breath pace, even if that's just a reminder. Sometimes we think about stuff and we start holding our breath and sticking our tongue out and getting goofy. Find our tabletop one more time. Engage everything. Pull those transverse abs back toward the spine, and let's pick up the pace a little bit. Inhale, foot back. Exhale, crunch it up. Inhale, poke it up. Gonna add a little breath here. Find the grip. Inhale again. Exhale, stepping it down, find a breath. Stepping it up. Low lunge, big breath. Hang out here a couple breaths. Time it for an exhale lizard. Low as you want to go. And press it up. Kick it out. Drop the hips. Toes up. Externally rotate the thigh. Reach for your hamstring stretch. 3, 2, 1. Back to the tabletop. Let's do it on the left. Engage, set it up, stability first, kicking it back. Lift the hips, not the shoulders. External rotation, crunch. Poke it up, reach it out. Find the grip, kick. Back bend, plant the hands, stepping it up. Low lunge, drop the hips, lift the chest. Remember to breathe. Let's find a lazy lizard, hands down. Maybe pull the foot back as low as you want to go. Remembering to breathe. Push away, left foot out. Drop the hips for the stretch. Can move a little bit here as long as you're not under extreme tension. And now toes up. Reach for the hamstring. And back to tabletop for the flow. Here we go. Bhujangasana, Cobra. Tops of the feet down. Knees on the mat. Driving the hips toward the mat. Shoulders away. Hold it as long as you want. This is an assisted back bend because you're driving away from the mat with your arms. And now nice and slow and easy. Child's pose. Let's do it again, picking up the pace. Tabletop. Inhale, kicking it back. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, up. Reach. Find the grip. Inhale, kick it again. Exhale, hand down. Stepping it up. Low lunge, drop the hips as far as you can. Palms forward. Shoulders back and down, scapula together. Lizard, hands down. Foot back a little maybe. Drop as low as you want. Drive back out of it. Karate kick. Set it down, drop the hips. And breathe. Toes up, reach in. Should be getting a little lower each time. And back to the tabletop. Repeat on the left. Kicking it back. Exhale, crunching it up. Lift that leg, poke the toe to the ceiling, reach, catch, and kick again. Big back bend. Hand down, left foot steps up. Low lunge, drop the hips, lift the chest. Palms face forward, scapula together. Reach down, shoulders off the ears. And lizard pose. Drop the body weight, as low as you want. Remember to breathe. Press the mat away. Karate kick on the left, setting it down, hips back. And through the flow, here we go. Find the tabletop first. Forward, down with the hips, up with the chest. Remember to breathe. And pushing it back to child's pose. Remember to breathe. When you're ready, we'll go back up the tabletop. Let's do it again. You can do it as many times as you want. This is about enough for me, then I'm going to stretch. Remember, this is still a vinyasa. It's still a flow. It still warms you up, reduces the tissue viscosity, and allows you to stretch as much as you want afterwards. So one more time, nice and smooth. Inhale, kicking it back. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, up. Reach. Catch. Back bend, kick, 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 kick. Setting it down, stepping it up. Low lunge. Remember to breathe. Lizard pose. As low as you want. Holding these for a couple of extra breaths. Press it up. Kick it out right. Set it down. Drop the hips. And toes up and reach. Here's your hamstring stretch. Should be getting real low by now. And left side. Let's engage. Inhale, kicking it back. Turn it out. Lift the hips. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, poke that toe through the ceiling. Reach. Catch. Kick and look. Chest up, leg up. Setting it down, stepping it up. Low lunge. Drop those hips, lift that chest. Breathe. Lizard pose. Hands down, foot back a little, drop the weight as low as you like. Press it up, kick the left foot out. Drop the hips, stretch that adductor. Toes up and reach. Back to tabletop, through the flow. Ooh, Cobra. And back to child's pose. Take as much time in child's pose as you want. Let's find the tabletop and engage. You can do this as many times as you want. It's a great warm-up, requires very little space. If you're in a hotel room or an apartment, really quick review, just so it's in your head. Kicking it back, out, crunching it up, poking it up, maybe find the grip, stepping it up, lunge, bringing it down to lizard, kicking it out for the adductor, reaching for the hamstring. That's the whole flow. But now that we're warm, let's take advantage of it and do a little bit of stretching. So a little something for the shoulders real quick, and then we'll hit the hammies and hips. So super easy. We're gonna drop back to kind of a high child's pose. Reach the right arm forward, thread the left arm under. As far as it'll reach, see my body moving this way? Now I drag back to plant the shoulder and my temple and reach forward. So you can poke it through here, but you don't get the same amount of tension. I like to overshoot it and drag it back into place. Reach forward with the right arm if you want. Makes kind of an L shape. You can reach up or back, whatever feels good. As I turn down a little bit though, it really starts to stretch the outside of this deltoid. Breathe. A lot of vinyasa, we kind of tend to ignore the upper body, or at least the shoulders and arms. Because doing the splits looks way cooler than doing this, but this is a total whole body approach. Let's try the other side. Reaching forward with the left, reach palm up, thread the right through, way through, too far, and then slide it back. Temple down, reach the left forward, making like a backwards L. And now as you turn the body down, almost like you're looking away, you'll start to feel a big stretch in that deltoid. And forget about what your legs are doing. This is just holding us up. We're stretching the shoulder, so if your feet are crossed or funky, we'll live with it. Breathing. And come on up. Let's do them both at once. This is rough if you got big shoulders or if they're just tight. Nice hug, right over left. Try to separate your elbows And now drop down on them with your torso weight. You can kind of wiggle around here to see what feels better. Maybe push to get them farther apart for 3, 2, 1. Of course, we got to do the other side because this is yoga. Leftover, big self hug. Drop the elbows, open the arms, drop the body weight a little bit, head down to brace. Palms up, hands in opposite directions, maybe push them opposite ways. And up, nice and easy. Let's bring it through for some seated stretches for the hamstrings. So I'm going to put these out, bring the left foot in. Right foot is out in front of us, not to the side, straight in front of us like we were standing. Turning just barely toward the leg I want to stretch. Point my sternum at my toes, peel the toes back, forward fold with a flat back. Might not get very far, that's cool, as long as you're feeling a stretch. Get as far as you can with the flat back and find a grip, and then relax and let it round. If you're up really high, it doesn't matter. You can set a little target for yourself, like maybe, gee, can I touch my forehead to my fist? Can I get my forehead to my knee? Eventually, chin on the shin makes you pretty cool. Every time I inhale, I pull. Every time I exhale, I relax a little bit. I like to hold these for 5 breaths or more, and as many repetitions as you want, as you find useful, depending on your level of flexibility. Remembering to breathe. Inhale, pull, exhale, depth for 3, 2, 1. Again, repeat as necessary. We're going to the left side. Right foot in, heel close to the groin, foot out in front of you, not to the side. That's for adductor. We already did that. Peel the toes back, face it a teeny bit, forward fold, flat in the back. Reaching for any grip you can. If it's your toe, cool. If it's all the way behind the foot, really cool. If it's way up here, also cool. When you have your grip, relax, let your body round, and breathe. Inhale tension, exhale depth. And when you're even on both sides, let's bring it up nice and easy. Soles of the feet together, bring them in really close. I like to grip all 10 toes and then grip all 5 fingers. So left, then right. I pull in. I tuck the tailbone away like I'm trying to do a back bend. I'm not dipping it under me yet. And I drop my heels, or I push my heels rather, and I drop my knees. So this is an active stretch. The stretch comes from how much can I pull my knees to the mat. If I can't pull very far, I can back off the grip and push with my elbows, or I can do one at a time. I can lean away and drive. Switch the grip, lean away and drive. But we're really getting this adductor stretch on the inside, and you can adjust the intensity by bringing your feet in or out and in or somewhere in between. I have them really close because mine are pretty open. With this grip, I pull forward. Once I'm in place, I can round a little bit, but I don't want to tuck my tailbone under me, so I'm kind of rounding from the mid-spine down. Remembering to breathe. These are muscles that are kind of supposed to be tight because they keep us upright when we walk. So stretching them takes a lot more time than something like your bicep or your forearm or whatever. So stay here as long as you want. You can't overdo this as long as you're not in pain. And before we check our twist, let's get the hips with a pigeon pose. So left foot's gonna go in front. We'll lean out, swing the right foot back, drop our hips. Remember, this lower leg is the lever that's gonna stretch our hip in the socket by turning that femur bone out, external rotation. So I need some lever here. I can bring it close, I can push it out. But if I have it in close to my body, the stretch is over. So I'm gonna put mine a little bit farther out, and I don't have to go low. This is a good stretch. I could find a little depth with the forearms. As I start to loosen, I can drop and maybe rest my stomach or my chest on my calf. And then pull back with the top of the rear foot. I don't want to lean away just to be low though, that kills the stretch. I still want my hips square to the mat. Huge muscle here, so it takes a long time. Breathe into it, relax. Every exhale you melt a little bit. Remember to breathe. You can come in and out of it. Sometimes that helps. There's a lot of tension stored in the hips. When you've had enough, when you feel good, and only then, we'll switch it out. So I come up, little breakdance move to switch legs, right in front, left and back. Remember, I can start high and drag myself back with the rear foot. Starting out high, as I start to release, maybe I get a little bit lower, maybe eventually I'm all the way as flat as I can go. Remembering to breathe, settling in, hips square. Every exhale melts you a little bit. Come out if you want, go back in, whatever feels good. And when you feel even on both sides, when you've had enough, come up nice and easy. Let's find a cross-legged seated pose. Hands on the knees, spine straight. Now let's check that twist. Left arm across, gripping the outside of the right knee, kickstand with the right, up nice and tall, and look back over that right shoulder. I'm going like twice as far now. Hopefully, you've seen some improvement. If not, money back. Every time you exhale, see if you can twist a little more, but stay upright. That's what the right arm is for. See if you can look with your left eye behind you. That forces you to turn your neck also. So this is a total spinal twist from the tailbone up to the head. For 3, 2, 1. Other side, right arm across. Left hand is the kickstand. Up nice and tall. And turn and look. Maybe your back pops. No extra charge for that. Inhale, height, exhale, twist. Remember this grip on the thigh doesn't just help us pull, but it stops the knees, the hips from chasing our circle. So pull back with it if you need to as you twist. Inhale, height, exhale, twist. For 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go back to that seated position. Spine is tall, hands resting on the knees any way you want. Let's finish with 3 deep breaths. Big inhale, biggest one of the day. Big exhale, let it all out and squeeze. One more big inhale. Chest moves, stomach moves, and then we let it all out. And squeeze, last one, inhale. Big exhale, let it all go. Low flow, it's still a vinyasa, but it's kind of like vinyasa light. You get all the benefits, but you don't have to stand up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think.
But the whole point of the machine is to relieve you of that suffering.